Welcome, everybody, to the Streakers On podcast. It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, and you see Dan right there. He's getting nice and hydrated.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Moore,
ice, baby.
I didn't see any ice.
I always said ice-rated.
I said hydrated. Just for that, Dan, you know what? You get the logo cover of shame.
We're covering you at this point.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So, of course, with the analyst here and Mr. Lane Dashko.
How's it going, everybody?
Oh, we are just living the dream here. And Ticats fans must be feeling like they're on cloud nine after pulling off that very, very close win.
1999.
Like, Lane, you got to be feeling pretty... How are you? Like, I know, Lane, there's been times you haven't felt super confident as a Ticats fan. It's been kind of hit and miss. How are you feeling right now? 4 points ahead of the Alouettes, 8 points ahead of the Argos.
Ugh.
It looks like they are probably going to have. I think the Ticats are probably going to win the East.
Well, I will say one thing. I do think Tim White actually watches this show because he must know that he doesn't want to get on my bad side. Because ever since I said he's my new public enemy number one, he's been stepping up his game, especially last night, man. Tim White, man, he made that play where he was going the one way, and then he's like, "Oh no, I gotta go the other way now." And then we got another 11 yards. He was fantastic last night.
Great game, yeah. Jacob and I were at the game. I mean, Tim White, of course, being Tim White, did drop a couple balls here and there, but overall, he played very, very well.
Well, I will say for Hamilton, I give them credit that they were able to, even though the offense wasn't rolling on all cylinders, I thought they did enough to win the game. And Dan, the fan base is back in the comments today.
Hello.
But look, you know what we're seeing? This Ticat team is finding ways to win games, right? And
they are.
I know I took some flack when I put Hamilton at the top of the power rankings going into this week, and I feel that flack was not deserved because you look again, and yes, it was a close game. Edmonton has that ability to keep games close. That's something they have been very good at this season. They're able to hang around. It's just, unfortunately for the Elks, they can't seem to make the finishing play at the end of the day.
So do we think the Elks are done now?
Yeah,
I think so personally. I think there's just too much adversity for them to get over.
It's too bad, man. I think it's honestly it's such a catch-22 position because you kind of understand what they were trying to do to come into the season, right? They were trying to see if Trey Ford, because Trey, you evaluate from last season when MBT's in the lineup, you can't win a game, everyone's miserable, no one's coming to the game.
And Trey Ford won a lot of games.
Right. You get Trey Ford, he comes in, he saves the season. He almost brings you to that playoff spot. You're like, okay, this might be the guy. This might be the direction we're going. He feels like he's kind of getting out of his shell here. And then you start him because you want to get him to prove. You don't want to ruin his career, but then he kind of loses a bunch of games if you have Cody Fajardo win those games, those might be some winnable games, and Edmonton's looking at a different scenario right now.
So I have a gas or ass.
Okay.
So, gas or ass. Now that we all think that Edmonton is donezo for the year, which I agree with, will we see Trey Ford start the next game?
No.
Whoa.
Yes.
They're
not mathematically eliminated. Until they are mathematically eliminated, Cody Fajardo's the guy.
Okay, that's it.
I got another gas ass on top of Dan's gas ass.
Ooh, okay.
With how well Nick Arbuckle's played, with how well Dustin Crum has played, and I'm even going to say PJ Walker has played, I feel like Trey Ford has to get off the boat of being a starter for at least a few more seasons.
Honestly, I'm going to go gas because I think there's just too many quarterbacks that have that potential. Dan, say what you want. PJ Walker looked better than Vernon Adams Jr. this week.
I will. His first week, I thought, ever since that first start, I actually meant PJ Walker's been stepping it up there.
I'm not sold on PJ Walker yet. However, I do gotta say gas, unfortunately, just because the CFL really needs that. CFL really needs that 10th team. You know, we got too many gas. Oh, interesting. You know, we got some people in the comments chiming in too on this one. You know,
like I said, I love Trey Ford. He's one of my boys, but I mean, like,
there's not enough.
Connor, I can't put the second comment on screen just because of the swearing. Unfortunately, I forgot to put that in our section earlier. If we put swearing on the comment section in the screen, sometimes YouTube flags it. And then Dan cries. Unless you want to see Dan cry.
No. So if you want,
you're good, Connor. You're good. No worries, man.
So if you want to redo the comment without the bomb in it, we'll be glad we able to post it.
But yeah, I just feel so bad for him. Like, and I think he's a good player. I think there is something special, and I think that maybe in a few years or something, if he can get on a team and maybe he can win some games for a team like a Montreal, like if they're ever in a situation like that, he can get traded. I think he gets traded too, to be honest.
Well, and really, it is the who the heck is Trey Ford anyway? As Connor says, Dallas, another great gentleman, always says. And we look at Edmonton, and Dan, the reason why you're asking me about the Cody Fajardo situation, Cody Fajardo yesterday did still go 21 for 29, 280, and 2 TDs.
I actually thought Cody Fajardo played fantastic.
What Hamilton did is what Toronto did against Edmonton the previous week. They shut down the run game. Edmonton is built around running the ball. Yes, Cody Fajardo can put up yardage. He's very accurate. He makes very little mistakes. But at the end of the day, they're built to run the ball. And Justin Rankin only had 41 yards and 10 carries on the ground. Now, mind you, he did have one huge reception that was over 70 yards. But I mean, overall, like, if you can keep Justin Rankin, I'd say to under 90 yards on the ground, you have a good shot of beating Edmonton. And that's nothing against Cody Fajardo either. I think Fajardo, truly, I thought Fajardo to Levi Mitchell went 28 for 40, 331, 2 TDs and a pick. I actually thought they played pretty comparable. Mitchell
I gotta give
a little more, but he also made a bigger mistake that almost cost them.
I gotta give a shout out here to Connor quick, a great fan of the show. He did do the CFL Face Cancer Walk with me. Him and Dallas and Wick and all of them basically started the whole thing a year ago. Since he's here watching, he does have a seat available for the rest of the Ticats season in section 108, which is a very lively section. And it's just one seat, but if anyone wants to go and watch the rest of the Ticats games, he's selling it for $50 a ticket, and the money's going to CFL Fights Cancer. So we want to help a cause and sit in a ruckus section and sit right beside Wick because Wick's an awesome dude. Totally hit him up and buy those tickets. I would have bought them myself, but Jacob and I like going together. There's only one seat available, right? But whoever's listening, we want to catch the rest of the Ticats games. $50 is a very good deal.
Absolutely, and also money's going to a great cause, the CFL Cancer, right? So it's a 2-for-1 combo. It's like when you get your coupons on one of those fast food apps, because everyone has an app now. Not as good as the Streakers Gaming app.
No, the Streakers Gaming app is better. 100%.
Maybe I'll post it in the Ticats fan. I'm in a Ticats fan group. I haven't been kicked out yet because they must not know that I. So maybe send that over to me. What charities donate to, and I can let people know because people are I always see people like, I want a ticket to the game, so you never know.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
send me his information, and I'll definitely put that in there because that's a great way especially if you're a fan like a Ticats fan, you want to go eat some raw food. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to go eat raw food at a stadium, but if that's what you're up to, then totally. They do cook the food.
That burger was not raw, Dan. It was a little cold.
Those ribs weren't definitely that low around. Those were good.
Yeah, I know. It's a great atmosphere.
It is.
We talk about the rivalry with fans in the past and stuff, but at the end of the day, CFL is a great league. It's a small league. We're trying to grow it. let's just get along and be one big happy family. Right? That's what the CFL Vice Cancer Walk does. It brings the family together. So
Jacob, I got a question for the Moore boys. Since I end up going to Hamilton jail, have you guys had any trouble going to Toronto jail because you guys were wearing Tie Cats merch?
Well, okay.
First of all, Dad bought the hats, not me. I wasn't gonna buy it.
Dan, you better be careful.
Okay, what happened was
getting call from
I
Toronto.
couldn't.
Yeah, hello. I know where he lives.
I couldn't buy my Blue Jay hat the last minute, and that sun was in our eyes because we're up to roll 20. And it was a good deal. It was 2 for $26. So if some Tiger Cat fan can explain to me what's the date, what was it, June 26th of 2015 means, that'll be fantastic because the date's on the hat and no one knew what it meant.
Wait, is that when the stadium opened?
That could be it.
You said 2015.
Oh, I think it's 2025. Sorry, I have to get the hat to look at the date. But
anyways, but
number 26. Let me do number 26. I know that.
I think we're all in agreement that that Hamilton's probably going to win the East, and the Edmonton Elks they're not mathematically eliminated, but I think they're realistically eliminated.
So the good question is now, I don't know if we want to go do this if it's too early, but what do you think this team need? Is it just getting an O-line that can actually give Cody Fajardo and Justin Brink time to actually do something? Because I noticed even last night when I was watching the highlights, it just seems like Cody Fajardo's got no time to throw. He's getting constantly pressured, and if you want to have a good run game, Justin Rankin, he needs the ability to find the gap to get in there. And if the whole defense is standing on him, hey bro, what's going on? He's like, oh, I don't know.
I actually think Edmonton needs. I think they need a true number one receiver, and that's nothing against Steven Dunbar when he was healthy, or Julian Grant, which for some reason Hamilton they were calling him Grant
or Gittins,
those are good 2 and 3 options.
I'll take receivers too.
I think, but the thing with Edmonton though, you do have to consider. So Trey Ford was 1 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Edmonton is now 5 and 9. So you have to look. Fajardo is 4 and
I think one of those games
he's been able to win games.
Jacob doesn't know. He's like,
Dan, I can't do the math on the hub. A dyslexic person doing.
I think it's 4 and 4, right? I think Cody Fajardo's 4 and 4.
I believe
how many of those
4 and 4. But what I'm getting at is, so you look at Cody Fajardo. If you're a 500 club, Edmonton is tied with Winnipeg and BC for either third in the West or the crossover in the East. Because I'm going to say, as unfortunately, I'm putting Toronto's chances to make the playoffs back down to 20%.
For Toronto?
I think for the Argos, yes. The Argos have a slightly better chance, I think, than Edmonton, just because when I just look at their schedules. But
Winnipeg won yesterday. Wow.
I look at, I think Edmonton, I think they just need to see if Cody Fajardo wants to stay. If he wants to stay, I think you build an offense around Cody Fajardo. But Lane, I do agree with you. I think the O-line has been a problem all year. The difference is Cody Fajardo is used to playing on a horrendous O-line. When he played in Saskatchewan, their O-line was horrendous.
Call me crazy, but I think Edmonton's problem is not on the field. I think Edmonton's problem is behind the scenes. You look at the GM at the beginning of the year, saying there's no talent in the CFL.
He didn't say no talent. Let's clear that up.
Then you got coaches to make bad decisions. They got new ownership, which is fantastic. But they got to take out new ownership, clean house in front office, get new guys that appreciate the CFL, and they need a veteran coaching staff. And that costs.
I think Mark Killam's pretty good.
I actually think Mark Killam's done a pretty decent job overall.
He's actually
he missed the playoffs. His team took a back seat. Last year they won 7 games. Okay,
and they still
last year they almost made the playoffs. This year we're going backwards.
They did not make the playoffs last year, Dan.
No, but almost.
They did not make the playoffs.
No, it wasn't almost.
No, but I'm just saying, it's almost like it feels like we're going backwards, bro.
No, I think you got to look at the whole situation. Really, this is a team that was looking like they were going to lose every game again, and then I actually think Mark Killam made some good adjustments later in the season. Yeah, it was a little too late because you lost so many games early that to make up the ground in the West was too much to handle, and you're trying to climb up a Mount Kilimanjaro here with no equipment. But at the end of the day, I still think what you had and what you tried to do, I would still call this, I wouldn't say it's a bad season, but I would call it a semi-successful season because you at least did turn around. You were competitive. It's just what it is.
And the team's a lot better defensively this year than they were last year.
They spent the most money in the CFL on defense.
And it improved. And the offense, I think we could all agree if Cody Fajardo started from week 1, this team's probably in the hunt right now for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think his team's right up there at Winnipeg and BC.
Truth, honest, okay. I need to address this actually. Winnipeg, yes, they won, but oh my God, they look terrible.
Yeah.
That game between Winnipeg and Ottawa, in my opinion, was neither team wants to make the playoffs.
Okay.
They both want to have a longer vacation. That game was horrible. That was Drew Brown threw 400 yards. Yeah, but he couldn't finish anything. Struggled completed 3 passes?
How does that happen?
On the yesterday show, I apologize to viewers if that Toronto versus Montreal game was your first CFL game. Well, that game looked like a Grey Cup game in Paris and Winnipeg and Ottawa. If that's your first CFL game, I'm very sorry, and please give the CFL another chance. It was probably the worst worst CFL game I've ever seen in my life. And I think the only game that was more boring was with the NFL last year when it ended up 6-9. 6-9? But
what I'm getting at, though, is, and I'm calling you out here, Dan, and I get Chris Streveler won, but Chris Streveler did not win that game. Everyone else won it for him.
Yeah,
you went on that Jared Dagey is absolutely terrible, and you think it's ridiculous. I think he is good enough to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
We just watched Chris Streveler, who literally could. The team on 2nd and 20 ran a quarterback draw. That is how little faith they had in that quarterback. And they won. I'm sorry, but Bob Dice made a huge mistake, in my opinion, by starting Dustin Crum in that game. I mean, not starting Dustin Crum in that game, I should say. And I get Drew Brown, put up a lot of yardage. But at the end of the day, when they needed points, he wasn't executing. I thought there was some poor play calling again. Lewis Ward missing a 42-yarder, so then deciding to have him try a 46 on 3rd and 4. I mean, a 46 on 3rd and 4. Yeah, Chris Streveler went 3 for 8 and 54 yards. And an interception.
Do you know what the crazy thing is? He got more yards than Trey Ford's last start.
Not more combined yards, no.
Okay, Trey Ford only for, 49 yards?
But he didn't throw an interception.
Whoever made over 50!
But we all said that was it. Trey Ford can't be a starter. It has to go to Cody Fajardo.
Yes.
Look, I'm sorry. Ottawa lost that game more than Winnipeg won it.
Oh, I totally agree.
Between the missed field goal, kick return for a touchdown, Drew Brown not being able to execute. Yeah, he threw for over 400 yards. He also threw 2 interceptions, and both interceptions were just...
That makes no sense to me.
They were just bad throws.
Oh, dude,
so now
highlights of the game. There was no highlights.
I believe Drew Brown is 2-6 as a starter, and I believe Dustin Crum is 3-3.
Yeah.
Look, I understand it. When you look at the pure abilities, Drew Brown is a better quarterback, and I am not one moment doubting it. Dustin Crum seems to find a way to get it done. That's the difference. Because I think if Dustin Crum is in this game for Ottawa, I think maybe the critical errors don't happen, and maybe they win this game.
Yeah.
Because Drew Brown just threw some really bad interceptions in some really bad moments. I mean, look, you had Eugene Lewis put up 155 yards on 9 catches. Justin Hardy, 101. Braylon Addison, 69. Great number. But, the team just made between Devontae Dedmon fumbling a kick return, the 2 missed field goals, one of them turning into a 128-yard touchdown, longest kick return touchdown in Red Black history. It's just... The reason why, and someone might ask me, why are you saying Toronto still has a slim chance and you think Ottawa's done? So I think Ottawa.
One more win.
Number 1, Toronto has one more win. Number 2, I just look at the way the teams are playing on the field. I feel Toronto is a better team. Let's be honest. Toronto-Montreal, if Nick Arbuckle was starting that game, they would have won by 20 or 30.
Well, that's why it was so frustrating. Not like Montreal played this great game.
They played terrible. Toronto caused...
Toronto more lost that game and Montreal won it.
I mean, truthfully, I feel the same way about Winnipeg. I cannot believe Winnipeg won.
Thank goodness for the Ticats and Edmonton game last night, because the other games of the week were all bad.
Well, because also too, we should quickly talk about as well before we get into some NFL about Calgary versus BC, and I really thought Calgary was gonna, you know what, it was good. They were gonna figure things out. They're saying with Vernon Adams, he's likely to start their next game. They have to bye next week, and then they play again. But look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm concerned about PJ Walker as well. He had a shoulder injury, but VA went 11 for 16, 125, 2 picks. PJ Walker did manage to go 8 for 9, 64 and a touchdown.
Now, Jacob would know better than me, so that's why I want to ask him. You know, he's a sports analyst. Do you think this was just a bad game for VA because BC is familiar with kind of his plays and they were kind of like more, they have the good scouting report, like kind of where he's going to throw?
Honestly, I think VA was trying too hard to be the superhero, but you know who wasn't trying to be the superhero? He, a fan of formerly known as EE.
Oh, you know,
formerly known as. Once Edmonton does the combine and 2027 contract is out, I swear we are going to Quebec City. There's going to be 5 teams in the East, 4 in the West.
Oh,
I'm not going to have a team after 2027 because the contract for Commonwealth is only till 2027.
They'll figure out. Someone else will buy.
Honestly, I have the unpopular opinion that I think them leaving Commonwealth would be a good thing. I think that stadium's too big.
What do they do with it?
So you agree that
baseball team, bro?
That my fan.
No, I think Edmonton will stay. I just think they need to find a different stadium.
But what do they do with Commonwealth?
Turn into a baseball stadium, bro.
You can't play baseball at Edmonton. It's winter 12 months of the year.
No, it's not.
You know.
You can play till October. You're fine.
You know what I mean. Yeah, but you start the season in March, right? Trust me, you can't play baseball in Edmonton in March.
Lane, I like our owner. I don't want this owner to only be a 2-year thing.
No, I honestly, look, I've said it before. Like, I mean, if in that case, Calgary should have lost their franchise. Hamilton should have lost their franchise. Like, just because teams go on bad streaks, and I understand the frustration, believe me. I mean, Lane's got to understand the frustration.
Oh, I got your key. Oh, Polar
from Norway.
Yeah.
And hey, we are your average Canadians.
He's Norway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got family in Hamilton, so he follows the CFL.
And right now, as a barber, he's got to be happy with Leno. He's got like the nice facial hair.
Oh yeah, look at this thing. Duck down so you can see your hair for a second. You got gorgeous hair. Oh, look at that, eh? Look at that. Gorgeous, bro. Gorgeous. See me, I got nothing left. See, Barbara's
now. Who are you cheering for now? That now you're not cheering for him. Who's your team now? Who are you hopping in the car with, like the Uber with?
You know, if Edmonton actually does stay a team, then I'm bleeding Edmonton, but I don't believe that they will, so I guess I'm an Argos fan now.
Oh, come on. Raw food? What's wrong with raw food? Why does no one want to eat raw food with me?
Dude, I love raw fish. It has nothing to do with your food taste.
When I hit 20, I'm 31. I'm an old fart. I know I got the cute baby face. I get it, but I'm actually 31.
Yeah. We're getting through it, people our age, that's for sure.
It just is what it is. I've accepted it with my life. It is what it is.
Poor Jacob, I call him Patches the Pirate. When he tries to grow a beard, this all comes out patches. Like, see, I can grow a nice beard. Not nice and even. Jacob's is all patchy.
But now we take a look at the standings. All of a sudden,
patches in these standings.
As we remember, Calgary looked to have such a big lead, thinking there's no way they're going to lose second. All of a sudden, Nathan York is looking like the front runner for the MOP, and BC's right behind.
I said that a few weeks ago.
You did. Right, that's what you did.
It's definitely the maple syrup. That is the comment of the day.
Okay, gas her ass. Gas her ass right now. We gotta go to gas her ass. back in time. This maple syrup is better than real maple syrup.
That is
Oh,
so
what?
ass that I never have to in my house.
Come on, there's been. I don't know. I don't know. Real maple
Also,
syrup.
why is that in your room?
No, that's his
Oh, it's
mom's
not-
house.
Probably went to his kitchen.
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's
say
not
you
his
do
womb
something
bowl.
No,
That's
it's
not a
not.
bed. That's a mirror.
The fake maple syrup is better than the real maple
Maybe
syrup.
it's like those hotel rooms that have the mirrors on the ceiling. I don't know. But that's definitely not his womb.
I don't know. For you, when I eat maple syrup like that, real stuff, it tastes weird. Like it tastes so weird to me.
And see, I'm agreeing here with our friend from North. If it ain't Canadian maple, it ain't
Which
maple.
I do have some real maple
Yeah.
syrup.
He's on the move again.
Okay, we are.
Yeah, I
looking
gotta
really
say,
Canadian right
if
now.
you,
that we're
if, you know, it's
eating
Christmas
maple
time
syrup.
around the corner. If you ever watch the Elf movie, Will Ferrell puts maple syrup on spaghetti. Oh, there we go.
Real maple syrup.
There we go. So I actually tried spaghetti on maple syrup. Well, I was going to say maple syrup on spaghetti. And it's actually really good.
No.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Boo.
I would highly recommend maple syrup and spaghetti.
The only reason I hold my Canadian card, I don't like any kind of maple syrup, but I've seen a moose, so I have my Canadian card, and I'm a CFL fan.
There you go.
I agree here. Saying fake maple syrup is like saying a tofu burger is a bacon.
Oh!
Hats off to you.
Nice.
How true is that?
We take a
Maybe
look
a
at
maple
the
syrup
CFL
and
standings
bacon.
right now, and don't worry, we're all here even though you can't see our
See, the CFL's got the best tailgating. Look at Ginger Argo and his barbecuing before the game. Holy cow, CFL tailgating's the best.
We take a look at our standings here, and Lane, I know you mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I agreed with you, even though Dan did not, that BC has a very good chance of jumping Calgary and Winnipeg for
That's
second.
what I'm thinking here, dude.
The way Nathan Rourke is running that offense, it's very possible.
I think Winnipeg's going to get it done.
That is exactly what I'm thinking. No, Dan, why?
Because of Winnipeg. Like I said, we're not going to be hosting the Grey Cup and not do anything.
Look,
Dude,
straight up,
hosting the Grey Cup is bad luck. When have you ever seen a team hosting the Grey Cup that was in the Grey Cup?
Good point. Hamilton did
wild.
that 1 year.
well, I guess
Did Hamilton do
Hamilton,
1 year?
but then
Yeah.
And then they still lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor Lane. I'm just glad, Lane, you're also not like a Dolphins fan.
Okay, Lane, let's just
No, I'm
put this out
I'm
there.
a Cowboys fan. Yeah, here we go. Actually, not. I just like saying that.
Let's put this out there. If Hamilton, Hamilton even sound the same. If Hamilton does win, like 1999, how big will the party be in downtown Hamilton this year?
Oh, you'll probably not be able to leave the city for at least probably a week. The sushi sales will go out of the. We're gonna run out of sushi for the next 2 years. We're gonna have
would
food
be
poisoning. We're
crazy.
gonna be cooking all our raw food and eating it together. It's gonna be great, fantastic.
I would say one thing I was impressed with Hamilton, though, in this last game, I think they learned their lesson from Labor Day. Because when they got the ball back and they were in field goal range and they had their kicker go out, they weren't celebrating until the kick was made and the kick was good. So I do think that Labor Day loss, I think, taught the Ticats a lesson.
Although I'm still concerned about these last minute wins. I don't know what.
No,
it
I
is
get
with
it.
this team.
It
You can't
is.
I don't
win
get
them
it,
all.
man.
Toronto had 2 of them in a row and then they couldn't get it done against Montreal, right?
Well, I remember when we were at the game and they gave up back Woods. I remember saying, Jacob, Woods! And I also said that might cost them. And it almost
Funny story
did.
about a rouge, by the way. My buddy brought his daughter to the game, and he was explaining her the rules. And he's like, "I really hope I don't have to explain a rouge." but now so we kind of see where we are. And Dan, when I look at the standings, I see why you feel Toronto is not going to make the playoffs. Because when we look
I love Toronto. I'll still support them, but I'm not seeing.
But when we look at the East, right? It's
I love that. Look at that.
going to be a tough row, but so we look here: Hamilton in first, Montreal second, Toronto third, Ottawa fourth. I really feel Hamilton's going to win the East. Truthfully, I think Montreal will probably finish second.
If it wasn't for the crossover, I would totally say Toronto's getting it done. But with the crossover,
okay, but Dan, I am going to go and make the exact same argument you, sir, keep making about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Oh, I agree.
Been in the Grey Cup twice in 3 years.
Yep.
Toronto Argonauts have lost a lot of very close games.
They
The
have.
Toronto Argonauts have a coach who has been nominated for Eastern Coach of the Year twice in the last 3 years.
Yep.
They have a defense that's starting to play well, a running game that's been getting a little bit better. And if Nick Arbuckle is healthy for next week, because he wasn't on crutches and he was on the sidelines, if you keep telling me Winnipeg can get it done because of championship pedigree, you can't say the same thing about Toronto. And
There's a difference, though.
I'll put it this way. If it was reversed and let's say Ottawa was where Toronto was, I wouldn't feel Ottawa would have a shot just because I think Bob Dice is a great coach. I don't think that team has quite figured out how to win when it matters yet.
I will say, though,
Argos have won it twice in 3 years. In the year that they didn't win, they did tie their best record in franchise history in the regular season. That's just why I feel they still have a shot.
The difference is, Jacob, is a record. Winnipeg is going into this 500, okay?
I don't care. Winnipeg is...
Okay, Toronto is only have 5 wins, bro, okay?
I understand that.
That's the only difference.
Look like a 5-win team, though.
But they don't... Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And you look...
I agree.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Do you honestly think...
Because let's face it, if Nick Arbuckle was healthy, they would have beat Montreal last night. Then I would have 100% agreed Toronto still in the race.
Okay, but Dan, you look at Winnipeg
with Nick Arbuckle. You don't have Nick Arbuckle. You don't have Chad Kelly. You're 4 games under 500. The season's almost done.
Get over the Chad Kelly. I don't think he plays a snap for Toronto again. But you look at Winnipeg's schedule. They have Hamilton, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Montreal. Do you honestly think without a quarterback they can beat Hamilton? Because I don't. Do you honestly think about a quarterback they can beat Edmonton? Because I don't. Do you honestly think Saskatchewan's not going to put out a full lineup to shut up Winnipeg fans and eliminate them out of the playoffs?
They would love that.
There is a good chance Winnipeg, they have been win 1, lose 3.
Yeah.
That has been Winnipeg of late. I still feel Toronto has a better. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, which is why I use the Streakers app. I would seriously, if I was going to put a random bet in the middle of nowhere, throw $5 on a team that has a very little chance to make the playoffs to get in, Toronto was my sleeper pick. Because I just feel, as Key said, they're not playing like a 5-win team. Winnipeg, in my opinion, is playing worse than Edmonton, even though they have a better record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Winnipeg is just, yes, they're finding ways to win, and it's cute. But like, let's look before. So you coming into this game, you had lost to Saskatchewan twice and lost to Hamilton. Then you beat Ottawa because Ottawa's terrible. Okay, now you're probably going to lose to Hamilton. I honestly think you'll probably lose to Edmonton, and you'll probably lose to Saskatchewan. There's another 3-game losing streak right there. Realistically. And Lane, I see you have had some questions, and you're being so nice not to interrupt me, so I do appreciate it.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, because we know the Ticats and the Rough Riders get a bye, right? And now Alouettes would be facing, and then here's what I'm confused about. So I know the Alouettes. I know it's going to be like Rough Riders versus either Blue Bombers or Lions or Alouettes. But how does that affect? Like, if it's like a tie, who gets the crossover? Is it based off of? Like, how does that work?
It would be based off season series. If the season series is a tie, it's based on whoever won the season series by the better point spread.
And then same thing in the East. So I'm assuming, let's just say for fun's sakes, if Alouettes and BC are tied, they would do another tiebreaker to see who actually gets second place in the East?
No. The highest a crossover can finish is third.
Oh, okay.
You cannot have a home playoff game in the East as a Western team.
I wondered that. I was going to ask that next.
So I'm going to say this too. I don't think Winnipeg wants to cross over to the East if they can help it. They haven't done well against the East.
The Lions would love that because I think that's the easiest path. They've proven they can beat Hamilton. I think they can easily beat Montreal. I think the Lions are aiming for the crossover.
The sad thing is, as I said it, if Toronto could squeeze in, I think they could do damage. I just don't know if they can squeeze in at this point.
Do they have a tiebreaker on BC?
Right now, that's the thing. I'm going to say this. If they lose next week to BC,
It's
I will
over.
then call it that their season is done.
Ooh.
Unfortunately.
But I could
see them beating BC. I could see
I don't think it's
BC
a
being way
throwaway,
too
yeah.
overconfident after just whooping Calgary and thinking, oh, this is just Toronto.
I don't think that's a throwaway game.
No. Like, I think, especially, we'll find out later in the week. Maybe Nick Arbuckle's playing. Maybe Chad Kelly will stop posting on Instagram and get back on the football field.
He did delete the post.
I don't care. He still made it in the first place and caused all that drama. He was being an idiot.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it.
No,
but all I'm saying is there still is a shot in HE double hockey sticks. But we do also have some NFL action today, obviously, as it's Sunday fun day. And I kind of want to highlight a couple key matchups here. I think the game that I'm really excited for is funny enough, a 1:00 game between the Rams and the Eagles. I think this will be the game of the week.
I don't know why it's a 1:00 game.
Oh.
It is.
I think the Lions and Ravens are the game of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If you want to play the Streakers app without your clothes on, that's up to you. But
what's your name on the app?
Streakers app? Let us know your name on the app, and then we can send you challenges. We can walk you through how the app works. There's all kinds of cool tools in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can message us at the Streakers Island Podcast, or you can message Streakers Gaming. I'd recommend, either or both, and someone will get back to you on it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
there's a lot of boring games this week, though.
But I'm saying that's why I'm excited for this Rams-Eagles game, though, because the playoff game last year, that was the Eagles' toughest test last year to make it to have a chance. And okay, my name is simple. Tor it is. I enjoy simplicity.
Like it.
Simplicity is key.
Yes,
some people say memory is the key. If anyone watched the popular web series Red vs. Blue, but you should be watching the podcast instead.
I'm anything but simple, Jacob. You said simplicity is key.
But
that's funny.
Well, look, I'm looking at this here, and this Eagles-Rams game is the game that I'm excited for. I think this is going to be at a fast-paced, lots of action football game. And this is the one I'm curious, because the Rams also have a good run defense. So is this when Jalen Hurts, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass yet this year, which I don't know why people are so worried about that, to be honest, because they're winning games. So who cares?
Well, that's what I say, right? It's like, okay, it's a kind of a untraditional way of winning in NFL, maybe. But you think about it, you have 4 downs, why not use them?
And when you have Saquon Barkley.
And the thing is, when you look at that KC Super Bowl game, when Hurts has to throw a bunch of yards and a bunch of touchdowns, he does. I think Hurts is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. I really do. Because, people don't compare him as the top because he's not so fast.
Well, he's not, Dan. He's not a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he is.
He's certainly
what I'm saying is he's such a good leader. He's such a good time manager. And he gets the job done.
No, but he's certainly a good quarterback. I agree with you. He's no Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. But he's still good. He's certainly, I would say, if those are your S tiers, he's an A tier.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Because, as you said, and remember, too, Jalen Hurts is very good with his legs. I saw one that made me flabbergasted when people told me they would rather have Aaron Rodgers over Jalen Hurts. And I'm like, no.
I mean, maybe back in time, sir. I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Not even back in who's won a Super Bowl?
Well, yeah. But Aaron Rodgers might get it this year.
You know what, Dan? That was bad. But
Jacob really loves this new. You love those new things.
Maybe not
stupid effects.
And hey, I do appreciate that you feel I know what I'm talking about. Our good friend from North. Unfortunately, I can't put any comments up with swearing on them because we're also on YouTube, and then YouTube blocks it. It's kind of frustrating. But And how frustrating that you swore at me. It's frustrating that YouTube is so bloody picky. We can say bloody, but like YouTube, anything much past ass, they go like, "Oh no, these people are mean."
Oh no!
But we're looking like the rest of the games. I agree with you, Lane. Like the Bears and the Bengals and Vikings. It's like okay, that's kind of boring. Texans versus
Vikings.
Jags could be interesting because you know what, the Texans have struggled. The Jags have been a little better than I expected.
Yeah,
Colts
that's
and
a shocker.
Titans. I'll be honest. I'm curious to see if Daniel Jones can keep putting up 300 yards a game.
That's another shocker too. The coach this
But
year.
like these games are not great. Like, okay, Dan, here's the real thing, Dan, for you and Mr. Aaron Rodgers lover, the guy that wants to tuck him in at night and kiss him before he goes on his darkness retreats. You're playing the Patriots this week.
Yeah.
And hey, that is very true. You know what? Canadians are super polite.
We are, yep. We're as sweet as our maple syrup.
Real maple syrup.
That's right.
Lane. When did Rodgers win a Super Bowl?
I thought he
2010.
did.
No, I
thought he
Yeah,
did.
he
I didn't
did.
want. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he did win the Super Bowl in Green
Yeah, he
Bay.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
that was one of the best Super Bowl. That was one of the best wins for Green Bay.
Oh, you're right. He did win one Super Bowl.
2010, I
Wayne
believe.
does
Yeah.
the research on the fly like
2010,
crazy.
I'm like, yeah, he definitely's won a Super Bowl.
I thought he did too. Yeah.
He's won one.
Okay, it was one's better than none.
I think
Six-time
considering you guys, considering Dan and Chazzy, you compare him to like Tom frickin' Brady. It's like you guys act like he's the greatest player to ever touch a football. But no, I'm
also
saying
MVP
let's be honest.
4
The last game, the
times.
second,
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers' first game was great. Second game was bad. So let's see what this third game is.
I think he'll have a
The
good game
Patriots
today.
are coming off a surprise win over the Dolphins, and I mean the Dolphins are also just terrible. But let's be honest, like most of these games today are. There's only one game I'm really, really interested in, and that's the 1 o'clock game. It's no disrespect to anything else. I mean, Monday.
I wonder why they made that game 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not the primetime game today.
Right?
Well, game I actually think is going to be really good, and I could see it being. It doesn't look appetizing, but I think it will be good. I know Jacob's going to say no way, but I think when I explain it, I actually think the Chiefs versus the Giants is going to be good. You got a Chiefs team that's really hungry. They don't want to go 0-3. Patrick Mahomes, he's frustrated with how his team's starting. And you got Russell Wilson over here who's really turned back the clock. Him and Malik Neighbors have got have got a crazy connection. I think both those teams are going to go ball out today because the Chiefs really want to get back in the win call. They don't want to go too far down here. I think that game's going to be really exciting.
It's so gross though, like the Chiefs and Russell Wilson, like ugh.
Yeah, I know.
My girlfriend's going to make me watch that game because I have to sit there and listen to her cheer about the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't understand how she got into football, but I'm going to have to watch the Chiefs.
I'm not going to complain.
Swiftie, I guess.
Hey, you know what? I do agree with you about Tom Brady with his deflated balls.
Yeah.
That is one thing I like about Tom Brady.
He did come clean about that, though. He came clean and he said, I didn't enjoy doing that.
Okay, but just because you don't enjoy cheating, it doesn't mean, like, everyone goes on about Barry Bonds not being the true home run king because he was cheating. We could make the exact same argument about Tom Brady. How many times did he cheat? He wasn't caught.
Yeah, but he's humble and he says it's not anything I'm proud of.
I don't know. A cheater's a cheater, in my opinion. It's kind of like in baseball when that team was caught cheating. But
it wasn't also
signs.
only Brady. It was the whole team that decided.
I understand it was the whole team, but at
Brady
the end
was
of
the
the day,
leader of the team.
Look, and I'm not saying Tom Brady isn't a talented guy. Lane, do you want a high five?
No, I have a question. I have a gas for us all about Tom Brady.
Okay.
All right. Since Tom Brady is coming back to play flag football, is he going to get itchy? Like he's got a lot of mosquito bites and be like, I want to join a team for what to win one more Super Bowl, gas or ass. I think he might. I could see it.
Gas, yeah. He's
I'm going to
gonna
say
be
ass
that
because I
guy.
don't think he wants to get hit. I think that's why he's
I'm
playing.
going to
I
say
don't
ass
know.
because, like, he's been out for a
Stop
couple
Brady,
years
man.
straight. Let's say he just retired last year, then I could say gas. It's been a couple years now, so I'm going to say ass. The one I think I might make a comeback, even though everyone's saying he's not, is Marc-Andre Fleury. Everyone
Yeah.
says, "Oh, it's just a stint, so he can retire as
I'm
a
more apt to
Penguin."
see. I'll say this. I think Fleury's more apt to come back than Mr. Brady. And see, this is kind of my point with Tom Brady too. It's a weird discussion. Like, and the reason why I say it's weird is because when other athletes get caught cheating, it's a much big. And I understand what you're saying, Key. It was the entire team and not just Tom. But we look at other guys who have been caught cheating and other teams that have been caught cheating, and people basically say their championship shouldn't count or their awards shouldn't count.
Well,
I very seldomly see that comment with Tom Brady.
As an
Actually, if
Astros
I
fan,
ever see that, and because he's been
There's-
caught cheating, that team's been caught cheating multiple times.
believe me,
Like,
as an Astros fan, I empathize with your side on
There's
that.
one. There's one
I-
theory to.
I not stand that it's all the Astros win doesn't count. Well, it does, and every team frickin' reads signs. So
Well, I think they should just make sign reading just to be. It is what it is. But
yeah,
Lane, go
There's-
ahead. You have a comment
There is
on
a
this.
defense to what people consider cheating, and I'm going to use a great example of this. I don't know. This is a NASCAR reference, but one of the best drivers ever, Jimmy Johnson, always said,
Yeah.
"If you ain't cheating, you're not trying." And you know what? I got to give credit to people who can read a rule book and be like, "It doesn't say you can't do that. It doesn't say you can't do that. It doesn't say you can't do that." That's not my fault that you can't write the rules properly in proper English. If I can find something in your rule book where you make a mistake and I can take advantage of it, you should be doing that 110% because you're not trying to get the advantage on the other team. I don't like it. It's dirty, but I get it because if you can sit there, read a rule book and be like, "Hey, it doesn't say that I can't do that. It doesn't say I can't drive a motorcycle on the casino floor. I'm driving a motorcycle on the casino floor."
Also, I will say here, maybe this is why everyone likes Tom Brady, because apparently, we're hearing that someone's wife says that Tom Brady has the best ass in the NFL. We can say ass on the podcast, which I love.
Yeah.
Jacob,
Right,
did you get that
yes,
reference from How I Get Back
yes.
Your
Only
Mother?
watch this game for one reason, men bending over.
Oh, nice.
Jacob, please tell me you got my How I Met Your Mother reference at the casino.
Yes,
motorcycle on
of
the
course.
casino.
Yes. I will say, Mr. Daskell, I do agree with your point. I think there's a difference between full-blown cheating and getting creative with the rule book.
Yeah,
In my
because leaving your
opinion,
balls is full-blown cheating.
right, exactly. I think getting creative with the rule book is not cheating.
Yeah, but driving, I think but you could argue that the deflated, they could have left the balls overnight, or like I'm just saying that. And I think
Like there are
was a
some things
discrepancy.
that are full-blown cheating, like I don't know, taking steroids, right? But when it comes to getting creative with the rule book, because people that don't follow NASCAR, there are so many rules with NASCAR. It's
there never
insanity.
used to be.
Yeah,
never
way
used to be.
more, right? So you have to get creative. And we have friends that do like stock car racing, which is not the same level as NASCAR, obviously, but they do the exact same thing. They look at the rule book, they study the rule book like a Bible, and they look at, okay, how can we beat this? And that I actually give full-blown credit to. That's yes.
So if anyone watched I had a show up in Northern Ontario, and my one co-host, for some reason, despised his picture of Tom Brady, so I used to just put it on the screens behind her all the time, just like. So we always called this creepy Tom Brady. So if you're looking for more interesting stuff like this, follow my page, Jacob Moore Sports Analyst, because it's.
Do
pretty
you guys
nitty
not like
gritty
Bill
fan.
Belichick then? Did you guys not consider Bill Belichick to be one of the greatest coaches of all time?
But you could
Because
also
of
make
the
the same
cheating
argument that he's a
scandals?
cheater.
No, it's not
Well,
asking,
he's
do you
doing
consider-
something
But
right.
also, too, is he the greatest coach of all time? Hold on.
I'm at,
Tom Brady won without Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick never won without Tom Brady. Bill Belichick was not that great of a
Yes.
coach. He just had a great team. And I'm going to add on top of that a league that let him get away with murder compared to the other teams in the NFL.
I think it was just a good. I think it was a good combination. I really do.
I guess
I
the
would
same
say
thing
gas.
I've said about the Chiefs.
I agree with Jacob. I gotta say about Belichick, he's doing something right. I mean, his girlfriend's 50 years younger than him.
He just has money.
Get on him.
SugarDaddy.com. Don't go on that website. We're not sponsored by SugarDaddy.com.
Don't go on
the website. But what I'm getting at is I'm looking at I look at Bill Belichick, and in college he's been terrible.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
NFL, once Tom Brady left, the team was terrible.
Last week you say about Mr. Cheeseburger and Andy Reid, right? He's won Super Bowl in Philly. He won the Super Bowl in KC. He's won multiple teams. I think
he's a good coach.
I think Andy Reid's a better coach than Bill Belichick. I really do.
Yeah, I hate to say it too. I don't like Patrick Mahomes, but he proved he could win without Tyreek Hill. Everyone thought when Tyreek Hill left, they wouldn't be able to get it done.
I was one of them.
They won a couple Super Bowls without Tyreek.
Yeah. Hey! Mr. Faber, he's a classmate of mine at the Senator Sports Marketing Program. So thank you. Thank you for following and listening and getting involved. Gabe has the best comments in class. He's awesome. Nice. Thank you. I also call him Dave Pumpkin from Good Luck Charms.
You're being called out, and I gotta say, I kind of agree. I'm not saying you're creepy, but saying that is saying Epstein would be a good little league coach. It's a little creepy that Bill Belichick got someone young.
That's so bad. That's bad.
A little sus.
It's sus. He's in trouble now.
Go.
I will say, I think this just proves how bad of a week this is in the NFL this week. So we're talking about Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
because the NFL this week sucks. Actually, it's been a problem for me this year so far. The games in the NFL, they're not like, even if I've watched them and some have surprised me, they're not games that make me want to sit down for 9 hours, drink way too many beverages, and watch football.
That Bills game was good on Thursday.
It was okay, but I mean, like, Tua Tagovailoa, I'm sorry. Like, everyone goes on about, the CFL as quarterbacks that just throw down check downs. The guy literally couldn't hit anything over, 10 yards.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Lane's sad.
I know.
And
what Gabe was saying, too, for Colts, that's going to be a good game. Like, we actually talked about that, Gabe, before you joined us. We're very impressed with Jones.
Well, yeah, Daniel Jones if he can continue to, he's done it for 2 weeks. If he can do this for 4 or 5, all of a sudden every other team that gave up on him are going to be like, oh crap.
Yeah, literally.
And the Colts look like geniuses because they got him for next to nothing.
Yeah, and who are they playing again?
Titans. That's a winnable game.
Yeah, I think that's a winnable game for them.
It's a very winnable game. The Colts could go 3-0 when the Dolphins are
0-3.
Who had that on their NFL bingo card?
I know. I think I'm going to go 3-0 too. I picked the Colts on the Streakers app.
Also, too, have you noticed, Dan, and I'm calling Dan out before we go to Lane on Blue Jays.
Nice.
You told me, and so did Chazzy, that the Steelers were drastically upgrading going to Aaron Rodgers over Russell Wilson. Yeah. And why is Russell Wilson arguably playing better than Aaron Rodgers?
I'll give Mr. Rodgers time. He likes easing in. When you're an expert... When you're an expert poker player, right, you don't show all your moves in the first hand, right? You gotta get the game.
You have to win the hand.
You gotta get the competition. Like on the underdog. You gotta get the competition to overlook you, right? And that's what he's doing.
Daniel Jones just needs to be serviceable, and the Colts win. I do agree with
that. Yeah, 100%.
The way they're playing, if Daniel Jones doesn't need to go up there and be a superhero.
Yeah,
but he does have mobility. He has enough arm strength to stretch the field, and that's just a big thing that I keep saying. I think maybe more NFL teams should take notes on this. Having game manager decent quarterbacks is not a terrible way to win games.
No,
not every quarter. Look at Caleb Williams. Everyone on the guy's mobility. He can do all these things on.
I don't like Caleb Williams.
He's terrible.
Daniels was the one guy.
Caleb Williams any day of the week.
Yeah. Literally.
But as Lane mentioned, we do also have some Blue Jays today.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I don't know if Dan still agrees, but do you guys agree with me? So this might be a gas or ass.
Okay, gas or ass. Let's go.
say,
was that?
That was a mic drop because I'm about to give one.
Oh.
With the Jays losing 3 in a row and the Yankees getting red hot, so if the Jays lose today, they may as well kiss the division goodbye.
Oh, no. I would say ass on that one. I think the Jays still got this locked up. I mean, they got. I have to say ass. You know,
Yeah, I'm agreeing with the comments and Dan here. I'm saying ass.
yeah.
But I
Why
will
not?
say
3 in a row they've
because
lost, and
I
their
think the
offense
Jays
sucks.
still have their eye on the prize.
Oh.
I don't know. No Bichette. This offense can't hit. This team can't pitch right
Well,
now.
I will say that's just like I said in a couple episodes, like last week or whatever. Bossett's stock just went up like crazy because we kept saying, dude, the Jays really need Bossett to win. Well, yeah, they do. Like
if the Yankees close within 1, I think we're in trouble, man.
Okay, so the Yankees, you gotta remember though, they've won 1, lost 1 in their last 2, and we're saying the Jays, they haven't lost today yet.
yeah.
So
Dude, I have a little
turn it
faith.
around.
I don't think the Jays are going to give up a sweep.
You have to just remember with the Jays, right? It's just if they can continue to, they need to win what 6. They have how many games they have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have 7 games left, and they said they needed to win 6 after the series against the Rays. So I think they need what? I think they need another 4 wins out of their next 6 to guarantee, even if the Yankees swept.
You know what? You guys are forgetting something, so I'll remind you guys. It all pains me to remind you. When we started the Island here many months ago, I picked that the Jays were going to get 98 wins this year. We're at 89 wins now with only 7 games left. So you guys can officially say that I was wrong and you guys are right. They did not get 98 wins.
Well, it was not your fault. Like they were close, so I'll give you credit.
They were close. Like, you know, I did predict we would do better last year. They did. I thought these young guys are going to start coming up. They got like Max Scherzer and the free agents and all that. And
Max Scherzer's not a young guy though, Dan.
No, but I mean adding veteran leadership with the young guys, right? It's just a really nice mix, you know.
But like we look at the Jays here, right? They're 2 games up over the Yankees. So that they just need to win their games. That's all they got to do. The ball was still in their court, or the mound is still controlled by their pitcher, however you want to call it. They still have the ability. Like, I don't think the Red Sox will catch them. I think it's a 2-team race for first in the AL East right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting concerned because you look at who the Yankees are playing. They're playing like the Orioles, the White Sox, and the Orioles. Like, come on, they could literally go undefeated. They could.
Okay, but you gotta remember they've already lost 1 game to the Orioles.
Hopefully they lose today. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But then they got the White Sox, and then they got the Orioles again. So I do agree they have an easier swing.
There could definitely be a broom in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what our confidence level? Let's go. What's your percentage of confidence towards the Jays winning the division? Dan, I'll start with you.
98%.
I think that's way too high. Lane, what about you?
45. Sorry.
Key, what do you think? What's your percentage on the Jays?
62.
69. I still think they're going to win the division, but I don't like how close it's being, and I think the Jays could have wrapped this up a lot easier.
Just think it was 7 3 days ago.
And if they don't win the division, this is going to be the reaction in the 6. Because then you got to go into a wild card series that you statistically have not done well in. If you don't win the division when you've had a lead for over a month, you then lose in the wild card. I don't know if Bichette is coming back, and I think there could be major changes. Even though I know Bichette being injured has been a big issue, but you have to. Okay, Dan,
I'm going to get fired.
You're looking perplexed, and I'll compare this to the Leafs. I don't know if Mitch Marner was the problem, but he was the one that they could get rid of. I think if it was Nylander's contract up, or Riley's contract, or Matthews' contract, or Tavares did resign for next to nothing. But if Tavares wanted what he was worth in the open market, he would have been gone. I think it was just in Toronto, whoever they could get rid of. You locked up Vladdy to $500 million, which, to be honest, is not. Hopefully, he does something in the playoffs because right now it's not looking great. And you know what I mean? So the Jays, they might want to just make a major shakeup. Now, maybe the major shakeup is telling the coach to hop over to Union Station and go somewhere else. I don't know. But I do think there could be, if the Jays don't get this done, there could be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, he must be a old school coach who's taking a choo-choo train instead of an airplane. Good on him, you know. But
it's Union Station right there.
Yeah, I know. You take the up express to the airport, bud.
That's still a train.
That's true.
If you're the Jays and it's getting this close, why haven't you called up Anthony Santander? Why?
Is he injured?
He hit a home run 2 days ago. Yes, he ran around the base.
Oh, they call him up. Get it done. He was a big free agent signing.
He ran around the bases slower than anyone could ever run bases in their life. But
then
yesterday,
he made Kirk look fast, Dan.
Well, a Big Papa.
But yesterday he was 2 for 3. He was 2 for 3 yesterday. Come on.
So bring him up.
What are we waiting for?
Bring him up. Bring him up. Hey.
So today, too, I'll be interested to see, too, for the Jays. It's the kid starting and pitching, too, and Yuskevich.
Yeah, but he's got to get run support. That's the problem.
So I will say,
Bieber pitched fantastic.
Let's see.
He did. Bieber pitched great last night.
It's no run support. Everyone's getting mad at Bieber. I'm like, what's
why? Bieber played well. When everyone was mad at Scherzer, that was deserved. Scherzer played terrible.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's interesting. Scherzer's slated for the start again on Wednesday. I wonder if that's going to change. But I don't know. The Jays, man, I do agree with Lane. I'm concerned.
If they lose today, I'm going to be really upset.
Who knows? Maybe when we do our pre-record at 1 a.m, when we usually do them, maybe I'll be singing a different tune about the Blue Jays.
If they lose today, I'm going to be mad.
Then I might be. Then I'll be more concerned, and then I will be like that.
I didn't play.
Yeah.
But before we go quickly, NHL preseason is also underway. The Leafs play the Senators today.
I was going to say, don't forget about that. Preseason hockey's here.
Look, I'm going to be honest. We're going to talk lots of hockey. Don't you worry. But for me personally, on a personal level, I don't care. I don't really care about the NHL in September. I don't know. I'm just not in.
You are crazy. I'll tell you why you are crazy.
Why?
Last year, we all said the same thing. Oh, you don't care. You don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Well, good players in the preseason end up to be like great players. And one example I got to give, I talked about the whole season last year, was Steven Lorentz, one of my boys. He came to the Maple Leafs last year on a professional tryout contract. No one knew who he was. No one cared who he was. He played 30 games in Florida. No one ever played an NHL game again. He played his butt off in the preseason. People started knowing who he was, and he made a difference last year for his team during the season.
No, Dan, I'm not saying don't watch preseason.
But we're going to see some young player or some weird oddball player we don't know about make a difference. So the preseason is a big deal. And we get to see Easton Cowan. Well, we get to see Easton Cowan, too.
What's your breaking news, Lane?
It's not nice news, but I thought we should share it and just want to give a little bit of a condolences. NHL legend Bernie Parent just passed away at 80 years old.
Oh, no.
Flyers legend, Hall of Famer, back-to-back Stanley Cup, Conn Smythe, and Vezina trophies in 19. Just came up on the score. So,
wow.
I think we should give our condolences to Mr. Bernie Parent. That's really sad.
Yeah, sorry about that, dude. I'm
that's
sorry your family and all that. And rest in peace.
80s, though. That's not bad, but sad, though.
I mean, if I make it to 80,
one of those things, no matter what age someone is, even if someone lives to be 140, it's still sad when they pass away.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, very sad. Yeah.
So we send condolences to the family and the friends, and our thoughts and prayers, good vibes, all that, all that.
Good. Yeah.
All that love.
Yeah.
All that love.
100%.
But to kind of to Dan's point about the preseason, Dan, I understand the preseason games matter. I just don't find truthfully, I find the NHL season is almost too long.
See, I disagree with you.
I think I would much rather have more playoff games. That's why I want I want a wild card series for 9th versus 8th to see who gets 8th. Like personally, I think the 84. I think the preseason's too long. I think, and I understand taking 2 games away from the preseason for next year and giving them to the regular season, but I don't know. It's just the CFL is kind of it's in its peak time of year. The MLB's in its peak time of year. The NFL is just starting to get going. I don't know if the NHL really like. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and like Leaf tickets, for example, on Thanksgiving, sometimes you can get them dirt cheap because people just aren't interested yet.
See, I don't know. You were
That's their
saying
worst attended game every year is Thanksgiving weekend. Because I'm telling you right now, Thanksgiving weekend in Canada is another football weekend. It's not a hockey weekend.
I don't know, dude. I still think NHL preseason's exciting. I still
No,
think
it's exciting, and I'll watch it and we'll talk about it. But I'm gonna pull a Luke Wilson. You're telling me I can't criticize the NHL. If this was the junior midget league in Saskatoon, I could say what I want.
I don't know.
I think with the NFL going in action now, the Jays are going to be starting soon. I think it's time we head off for now. But
are we going to be back this evening?
We might be back this evening. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing?
That's how Jacob's feeling.
Thank you very much for watching the Streakers Island podcast.
So,
if you look at
okay.
some more Streakers Island content, make sure you follow us on all social medias. Download the Streakers Gaming app. So you got 2 things to do. You got to download the Streakers Gaming app. You got to follow us on all the social media. And you have to send Dan 1 message on his More For Your Money page on how his face is beautiful.
Oh, yes.
So that's 3 things.
I agree. And can I give a shout out though?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I will be writing for this, officially writing for Streakers Island not the podcast, the Streakers Island app. I'm going to be putting out an article, most likely Monday here, and then Wednesday. And then after that, it's going to be a bunch of themes Friday. And then there's going to be a wild card in every Friday. It's going to be thanks to these amazing guys right here who do this show and the amazing CEO behind the scenes. I am going to be able to bring you guys a female's perspective of CFL every week.
Yeah.
And in the off season, I'm going to be reflecting on a different year of the CFL every week. So I'm really excited to do that. It's going to be great. Cool. And, but no, truly, these guys are Island family to me. It took nothing for me to become Island family. I literally went from joking in a comment about, are the Atlantic Schooners ever actually coming, and making him laugh, to being where I am right now with these guys, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I had a really great meeting with Craig, and again, we just talked about how much these guys here stand out from any other podcast, from any other sports app. These are the guys that will treat you like family. No matter how big their app grows, you're still going to get that CFL, especially CFL family vibe from these guys. And
100%.
You know, if I could become family, you could too, just by being silly in the comments. And I've been wanting to say it forever too, that Dan has just a truly beautiful smile. You know, like even when I need to smile.
Dan.
Yeah.
No, really though, he does have a beautiful smile, and you know, people need to see beautiful smiles to get through life. He's helped me through sometimes just from smiling. So,
well, 100%. Well, I always, when we started the whole Streakers thing way back, you know, around January or so, I said it's all about building that lifestyle and community family involvement. And here we go. We're getting bigger and bigger. Now we're getting worldwide. You got people from Norway chiming in the comments, you know, so Thanks to everyone. We couldn't do it without any of you, right? So thank you. Lane was the same thing. Lane was someone chiming in on the comments one night, and then I thought, hey, let's go to a Blue Jay game, and we got chatting, and boom, now Lane's a key part of the island, right? And he has his sports channel too on the Streakers app of WWE, and adding a new element to that too, right? So it's amazing what everyone's doing together, and we couldn't have done it without anybody. So
yeah, I love you guys, and I can't wait to start riding, and I can't wait to just be a part of this island family every week now. I'll probably be on a show every week at this point.
That's awesome. Very cool. Huge news. Yes, that's great.
No, and again, obviously, we always want people to feel welcomed, and we appreciate all the support that we've gotten over since we've launched. And when we talk family, we have to show the biggest family man of all.
100%.
I got family. You don't turn your back on family.
I gotta say quickly too, we didn't get a chance to talk about it today with all the comments and everything, but the NWBA, I think I said that.
WNBA.
The Women's Basketball League is getting into the semifinals. It's getting really heated up, some really good competition. And with the NHL season way around the corner, the WPHL is way around the corner too, the Women's Hockey League. And shout out to the Canadian Women Rugby. They had a great tournament this past week, and Canadian flag football did very well too. So regardless of what sport you're into, is all kinds of great sports of men and women out there, and it's pretty amazing to see.
Absolutely. But it is time we head off for now.
Thank
you very much for joining the Streakers Island podcast. Like I said, if you're looking for more content, follow us on social medias, download the Streakers app. You know what? You got to do 4 things. You also got to message Lane and tell him that he is the nicest man ever named Lane.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everyone, for watching.
Well, Lane Hudson.
I'm the self-proclaimed. He's nicer than Lane Hudson. I'm the self-proclaimed analyst. Joined by Mr. More for Your Money, Lane Dashing Dashco, and Key. And congratulations, Key, on your next journey with the Streakers Nation. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back when we're back.
Bye.
Hats off to you.